Welcome back, and we are getting geared up here for the finals. We have finally made it through. 254 players down, and we are down to our last two.
2 days
Rep-
worth of tournaments, and finally emerging from that huge qualifier, we have from the Vicious Syndicate LBYS, and in the other corner we have Chalk.
who Chalk, in his own right, is a grizzled veteran of Tuesday Night Hypes. He is a former finalist here on Tuesday Night Hype, so this is no different for Chalk being here in the finals.
Yeah, these are
So
no
I wonder
rookies.
how that will play into account. LB, this is his deepest run that he's made in Tuesday Night Hype. Granted, this is only his second time being able to play in it. And Chalk has been here to the finals before, and Chalk did lose in the finals here 2 weeks ago, I believe.
So I'm sure he
So,
wants to get some redemption right now and
oh,
maybe make a
absolutely.
statement against the Vicious Syndicate. So this should be a really, really interesting finals.
Absolutely. And I mean, as much as I say I am a biased announcer, I love great Hearthstone play. And so far, I will give it to every single person that has participated, all 256 people that participated in this. Everybody has played phenomenal. It has been great being able to watch people play and to be able to cast these games for the top 16. And of course, my pleasure, as always, to have with me the beautiful, lovely Cora.
Aw, thank you so much, Nutters. And I'm having a great time too. This is actually my first time casting with you guys, but I doubt it will be my last. And it's been a great set of matches in the top 16. Just some really, really top tier playing, and I'm really excited to see some more of it, and I hope you guys are too.
Absolutely. So I'm going to give the breakdown real quick on the classes that we have for the finals. Chalk is going to be bringing a warrior, druid, and hunter, and LB is sticking to his guns. He's holding on to it. Is paladin, druid, and mage.
All right, it's a great set of classes. I'm actually really excited to see a warrior game. I know I said we hadn't seen one in the top 16 yet, so I'm excited to see what Chalk's got to bring, whether it's going to be Grim Patron or more of a traditional control warrior, and to see if LB is going to go back to his freeze mage roots. So this is going to be some pretty great decks, I'm thinking.
Absolutely. And right before the finals, guys, for everything that is Vicious Syndicate that you want to know about, you can follow us on Twitter at ViciousHS. And you can also follow us directly on our website at www.viciousHS.cards, CARDS. And once again, for anybody that is interested also, our pros will offer a free, once again, no cost initiative, no, okay, because you took the free session, now you have to pay for the first one and you're guaranteed to lock in both. No, you can have a free 30-minute session of coaching from any of our pros that you want for free. They will show you anything. If you want to get lessons from Cora, you can get lessons from Cora. If you want to learn from LBYS after tonight, after watching him play, and you want to learn the in-depth art of the BM, LB will be happy to show you how to BM.
Yeah, guys, just make sure you email the Vicious Syndicate email. I know that was going up in the chat, so make sure you keep an eye out for that. And we're ready to teach. We've got a bunch of really amazing legend players, and I'm really excited to start coaching. So who knows? Maybe it'll even be a few of you guys.
Absolutely. And for everything, we will also be, we have heard of the problems in the past on the system. We are great to be able to bring to you some changes in the coming weeks. So if you want to know when we're going to be changing over to a new tournament organizer, follow us on Twitter. All of our news will be posted on Twitter at Vicious Syndicate, or excuse me, at Vicious HS. And you can also follow us on the website. We will post all news related to Vicious Syndicate on the website. Once again, that is www.vicioushs.cards. On that, you can see all news Vicious Syndicate. You can also read about all of our pros and see everything that's going on. Hear about the admins, hear about the staff, hear about every potential sponsor that's going on. You can hear everything. And if you'd like to be part of Vicious Syndicate, you can contact us right on the Vicious Syndicate website and say, hey, I'd like to be an admin and help out on Tuesday Night Hype. And we will gladly answer every person that sends us a message.
All right, but it looks like we're actually getting into game one. This is the grand finals of Tuesday Night Hype, LBYS versus Chalk, and it looks like game one's going to be a Druid mirror.
And we see right off the bat, Chalk has Zombie Chow in hand, and has
Great start.
probably going to and draws into Innervate and Savage Roar. Savage Roar is a little early, but the Innervate could be good. For LB, he's got the Shade. I really hope he keeps that Shade.
Yes.
Keeps the Wrath. That's
there we
good.
go. Okay.
Ooh, Kel'Thuzad and Sylvanas not so great.
A little clunky, but it's worked out
Chalk's
for him in
drawing
the
out
past.
well so far right now. Oh, the dream could be alive. Zombie Chow's on the field, and there is a keeper in hand.
And he could silence his own Zombie Chow. Oh, man.
Come on, Chalk. Do it for me.
Do it for Nutters. It's his one wish.
Oh,
right.
LB.
Gonna be a Wrath on the Zombie Chow. It's nice controlling the board a little bit. There could be another Zombie Chow. You never know.
Rip the dream.
There will be at least
one of them are going to have to play. I was going to say one of them are going to have to, but I don't know if LB. I haven't seen a Zombie Chow from LB yet, so pretty easy. Turn 3 playing the Shade. Both players seem to be curving out pretty well at this point.
Yeah, that keeper definitely helps LB's hand.
And I think turn 5 for Chalk, you are going to see that Ancient of Lore drop down.
Absolutely.
Oh, and Chalk wishes him a well played already.
Oh, see that's some nice emoting. I like that. I approve of this emote.
Don't let her fool you. This is not nice emoting. These two have known each other for a little while. They've been friends for quite a while, so they both know the art of the BM back and forth between each other pretty well. This is not nice emoting. This is each of them trying to give each other a hard time.
I'm sure they're gonna go in after this and wish each other a well played and talk over their plays. I'm sure it's all in good fun.
Absolutely. And then we'll sit down and have some tea and crumpets and talk about our feelings. No. These guys want to win. They may be friends, but they want to win. They may be friends, they may like to joke around with each other, but they both want to win.
At the end of the day, they both want it's 10 BlizzCon points, correct?
Yes, it is. 10 for the winner and 5 for second place. So that is 5 big points.
Huge amount of points.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, a lot on the line for these two.
Ancient of Lore drew out 2 wild growths.
Oh.
That is not what you're looking to draw into.
No, that is not. If you don't get them in the first few turns, you want them in the last 2 cards of your deck.
Absolutely. Granted, you can probably play one of them here on 6, but it still doesn't feel really good in mid-game being like, okay, now I'm going to play my wild growth, so now I go from 6 to 8.
Yeah, not at all.
And now for turn 6 for LB, I think this is going to be, since you've got a silenced Sylvanas, turn 6.
I
like the keeper, and then
trade your Sylvanas into the keeper.
And then hero power. Gain that extra.
Yeah, LB actually has a nice board advantage right now. If he could get down the Kel'Thuzad and manage to trade off some stuff, that would be really nice.
Oh,
but unfortunately, he's 1 turn off.
Dr. Boom on one side with no big game hunter, but if LB plays Dr. Boom right here, he's going to meet a little elf with a shotgun.
Oh, man. I mean, you could swipe the Dr. Boom and trade in your Sylvanas, but it doesn't look like that's what he's wanting to do. I think he's going to get a little trickier.
Absolutely. This is going to be a huge chess game between these two. Like, they may emote back and forth and everything, but these are 2 extremely top-notch players. So they are going to think through every single move. LB right now is honestly thinking of Savage Roaring, trading in his Sylvanas.
How much is that Savage Roar with that swipe to face?
He's got 11, 13 on board, so that would be 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22.
Wow.
And a swipe would make that 26 damage.
That is crazy. How close he is to lethal already.
I would probably, if I'm Oh, here comes Dr.
But
Boom, and here
with
comes the angry little elf.
but with the boom bots, he can try and push for a little bit more damage, and then if the bots even stick, Savage Roar, those become 3/1s. So that could be the damage push that he needs. Plus, Kel'Thuzad for next turn.
Absolutely, but I think 100% that this little gnome with a shotgun is coming down.
Oh, absolutely. If you see Dr. Boom and you've got Big Game Hunter in your hand, it should just automatically play itself.
They literally are. We ought to have a marriage ceremony for the two because they just are meant for each other.
They
Little
are a
elf with a
beautiful, beautiful
shotgun
couple.
just looks for a big, big yellow glowing individual.
Such a beautiful couple.
Absolutely. And here's the swipe from Chalk. I like this swipe. You're
Yeah, I do
trying
too.
to hope that the boom bots trigger each other, and then you don't want Big Game Hunter to get killed by both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and Chalk took one to a boom bot and took one to the face.
Is that?
And
Is he at 9
there's
mana? No,
no,
he's at
he is at
8
8 mana,
mana. Oh my
so he is
goodness.
one off.
He's been
Actually,
1 mana off this whole game.
right now, I would play Kel'Thuzad, trade in my
Shade to the Dr. Boom.
Shade to Dr. Boom.
I like it. Yeah.
Ancient of War
Or maybe
is an okay
feel
target right now.
you're gonna die?
That could very
You
well be
feel
true
like you
because
should.
Chalk is on over 9, so you've got to be wary of combo. And we do see a Savage Roar in hand. But if you get rid of Dr. Boom, that leaves 5 on board. So he would die to combo, and I think that's what LB is worried about right now.
So he might throw
He
up
might play the Ancient, I think.
Yeah. Or the Sunwalker.
If you have Sunwalker, you can hero power after.
Mm-hmm.
Sunwalker at 10, though, is pretty large, and you've already seen one keeper that was used on your Sylvanas earlier.
Yes.
But I think this Shade's going to trade in.
Mm-hmm.
It is, and here comes Kel'Thuzad.
I think that's the game-winning play.
And there's a swipe. That is not Force of Nature. So Chalk needs some boom bot work.
He does.
But right now, KT
he's got
is
14.
Looming large at 6-8.
What is Chalk's health?
Chalk is at 19 currently. So
okay.
if KT stays on the board, this is lethal.
Yes. So
Chalk
I mean, he can swipe the Kel'Thuzad and then trade.
But then at that point, you need to hope that your boom bot hits KT first and kills that Shade.
Mm-hmm.
So this will be. He's going to draw off a Wild Growth. Okay.
Okay. That's fair. See if you can get a taunt.
Mm-hmm. He may also go with the Ancient of Lore and heal up at that point. Okay, Wrath. Not really what you're looking for right now. So you're going to swipe. Okay. And then I think you're going to run that boom bot in before you kill off. I think you're going to run the boom bot in. Oh, wow. He doesn't.
Oh. Well, he knows it's not lethal with just the Shade on board. But it is definitely scary.
But now you've got that Ancient of War if you're LB.
Mm-hmm. And that's, from what Chalk has in his hand, impossible to get through at this point.
Mm-hmm. And
so,
I think LB is making a great choice if he decides to kill this zombie Chow.
Mm-hmm. Because then you don't have any way to lose them.
Absolutely. You have combo sitting in hand. You can kind of try to build up. The other druid has 3 cards in hand. You know he's been holding on to 1 for a while. Mm-hmm. You want to build your health back up. I don't like the face play right here.
I like just the certainty of killing that zombie Chow.
Mm-hmm. Gain your 5
unless
health.
Unless he's planning on swiping.
Even if he swipes, If
he swipes,
I guess because you want to absorb, you want the boom bot to be absorbed by the Shade, hopefully.
Okay. And
And
then,
the boom bot does go to that shade, so that actually
yes.
worked out really well. And I like the fact that he charged this. I think that is the perfect thing right there
Mm,
for LB to do. You've got combo in hand, put some damage out there, force him to deal with it, and then go. Because even if he
yes.
uses the Ancient here to heal up, he's still not safe.
Mm. And the only way he would have lost there is if Chalk had had Force of Nature, Savage Roar, Innervate Savage Roar,
Hmm.
which, with only the 4 cards in hand, is so unlikely that it's really just not worth playing around because it's only going to happen to you one in 1,000 times.
Absolutely. I also like the fact that Chalk right now is using the Pirate card back. I don't know if we caught that before, but Chalk is using the Pirate card back, which I think is awesome. I gotta say. Chalk's going for the
I like
leading
that.
play. I think it's a great thing. Chalk healed up and got the shade down. Unfortunately, his opponent, LB,
It's not
had
going to be
Force of
enough.
Nature Savage Roar. So LB goes up
And that,
1-0 in the series. I am officially crossing off. This is the last time we will see this ramp druid by LB tonight. And it has done some
oh
serious
yes,
work
that
for
is
him.
the end. That it has.
So we know that Chalk's druid is more of the traditional build and not a
Hmm.
heavy ramp that we saw from LB. So
Yeah.
if you're Chalk, you know that LB has a paladin and a mage. Are you coming right back with that druid, or are you going somewhere else? You've got your warrior and you've got a hunter also left as Chalk.
I would not want to trade my warrior into a paladin, that's for sure. But if he comes out with the mage, the warrior's fabulous. So
Now, if
it's
you're LB, are you hoping that he brings that warrior out right now? Because then that frees up that freeze mage.
yes, I would be hoping that. I think that's why he switched into the paladin.
Mm-hmm.
Because he knows his paladin can take out Chalk's warrior. But
I think
Chalk,
in a sense, LB was kind of hoping that Chalk was going to bring his warrior here and win,
hmm
because then he knows that that warrior is gone. So if LB, and we've seen LB play a mech mage also, so he might be bringing that mech mage variant
that's
here in the
true.
finals. But if you know that that warrior is out of the way,
Then your freeze
then
mage can just rip
your
through.
freeze mage can come out if you want to, and you know you're not about to have one of the worst matchups possible.
The most one-sided matchup.
I'm trying to think if I can think of any other matchup that would be that bad besides freeze mage and
Freeze mage warrior.
I can't really think of any others. Wow.
Yeah, it's the only one that's jumping out at me. Um,
Oh, and a double sludge belcher in Chalk's Hunter.
could it be a mid-range?
It looks like it because he's running freezing trap.
See, I am a huge fan of the mid-range hunter. I love mid-range hunter. So I'm excited to see that someone's bringing it.
Absolutely. Oh, and what do you know? It's Huffer. Is there ever anything besides Huffer?
I
Every
rolled
time.
double huffer earlier. It was awful. It was absolutely terrible. I mean, it was great, but it I felt like such a jerk.
You're a face hunter player. You are. You play hunter. You're a jerk. Everybody considers it, no matter what. Doesn't matter. If you play Feign Death Hunter, you're still considered a jerk.
Aw, but you're a jerk who likes to have fun.
Absolutely. So I think you're trading Huffer. Good choice. I like the trade into Knife Juggler. Oh, wow. That's a great choice because otherwise that muster was probably killing that Huffer no
Yeah,
matter what.
that's that's a great draw still, especially since it's not a face hunter. There's not going to be explosive traps. You do have to be careful of the one way I've found that swings this matchup is Knife Juggler Hounds.
Absolutely. And we don't know for sure if Chalk's running any other trap besides a freezing. It may be one of these variants where it's one freezing, one explosive. We're not sure.
We could
This
even
is
see a
actually our
snake trap.
first look at Chalk's Hunter. Now, right now, Chalk really doesn't have a great mana efficient turn. You know, you don't really feel great taking out your eagle horn bow and hitting a 1/1 token. You are really not happy.
Especially since LB does not have the coin, and even if he had Quartermaster, could not have played it there.
Absolutely. And we just talked to LB in the interview about this, is make sure, where...
He put his shredder in the middle!
Absolutely.
I have never been more proud.
Absolutely. We have been harping on this all night for people to play the shredder where it's supposed to be.
And
nothing bad can happen of your shredder being in the middle. If you guys take away anything from tonight, besides, of course, our wonderful, amazing casting and the fact that Cora is an absolutely phenomenal human being.
Oh, my goodness.
Pleasure to cast with. Remember, place your shredder in the middle.
Unfortunately, the shredder did not bring out a Flame Tongue Totem or a Direwolf, but the concept remains the same, and it could have.
Absolutely.
And that's the important thing. All right, so what do you think is going to be here? Do you think it's going to be an owl, or would you rather see Aldor?
I would owl.
Okay.
Right? Just unless he's running some crazy version of Hunter that is sporting a Defender of Argus or a Sun Fury Protector. That thing just literally, at this point, becomes a 3/5 body, which you've got 4 bodies on the field unless he draws into an Unleash, which we know Chalk doesn't have in hand right now. It's not, it turns into a dude killer. Congratulations.
Absolutely. Oh, but he is going to trade. Okay. Yep. And play the Big Game Hunter, which I have just been told through chat is a dwarf, not an elf.
Aww.
Big Game Hunter is apparently a dwarf with a shotgun. So
I'd like to know, is that a registered shotgun?
000, we apologize. We have learned the error of our ways.
Okay, I will call him a dwarf. But did that dwarf register that shotgun?
You know what? I will check with the NRA, and I will get back to you. It could be a few days.
Alrighty. Well, tune in next week. We'll let you know whether or not the dwarf registered that shotgun. Here, I think you're definitely true silvering. True silver, run in your ooze, use your Big Game Hunter
to get rid of the 1/2
and play a dude.
Yep. Honestly, duding in this matchup.
Actually,
it's a verb.
You don't need to do that. You can consecrate and clear this board. Run in Big Game Hunter, run in ooze, consecrate, and then play out a dude. Okay, so he's going to clear now.
Yeah.
And keep his ooze alive.
Less damage to your face, 1 damage on your ooze.
Yep, I like
Puts you in a pretty good spot.
Absolutely.
How useful do you think the Asera is going to be in this matchup?
Well, we're hitting turn 7 right now, and Hunter's down to 16 with no discern. There is a Defender of Argus in that Hunter's hand.
Is there really?
There is a Defender of Argus in that Hunter's hand.
Wow. I did not even see that. My screen
I stand corrected. I have never seen somebody run Defender of Argus in Hunter. I will stand corrected right now.
And you also usually don't see the Glaive Zuka in the mid-range, so this is actually a really cool blend of the different types of hunters. I really like this.
Absolutely.
This is not something you see very often.
And here comes the Glaive Zuka. And that is a 4/2 abusive sergeant.
That is a strong, strong sergeant. Unfortunately, the consecration's pretty good too.
But you just used a consecration. Do you feel right now that you want to use the other one? Actually, yes, you do, because you can clear that board. Because you can run your ooze right into that defender.
And you know your opponent's only got 2 cards in hand, and you are still at 29 health.
And at this point, you know what? I would probably play a naked Aldor on board. Because he's got a Glaive Zuka on for a weapon with 2 cards in hand. You know what? Deal with my Aldor. I know ideally you're probably waiting with the Aldor for things. You're probably suspecting you're going to see a Savannah High Main or a Dr. Boom coming up, but you can see that in Chalk's hand, it's neither of those right now.
Yeah, he is actually just got a pretty dead hand. I mean, when that Golem comes out, that's going to be a great silence target, but it's still going to be a 6/4. And that Web Spinner is not what he was looking for right now.
Web Spinner off, Kill Crush off the Web Spinner. King Crush coming down. He killed the token.
Okay.
Well, we were wondering if Ysera was going to get value off of this, and it looks like we might find out next turn.
Yes, we will.
Because I don't see you don't have a muster in hand, so you're not going to quartermaster. You may true silver if you think you have. You won't have lethal next turn, so I honestly think it's going to be Ysera. I think Ysera is coming down in a heartbeat.
Absolutely.
You're not outdooring a 1-1 or a 2-1. That's just not going to happen. It's a Kodo. He gets the Kodo off of the web spinner. Now all he needs is a Shrinkmeister.
Oh, I do like Kodo.
Oh, well, Tyrion may change things. I think Tyrion's coming down here. He saw the silence come down.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, you're just not afraid.
The only thing you're thinking is, oh, please don't get an owl off of the web spinner, which we can see
happened.
it's not.
But that mad scientist is probably going to give a freezing trap.
And Chalk thinks that he's done out. And this will take Chalk all the way down to 2. So
Wow.
we'll see if Chalk has anti-Keelbot or bust. Oh,
Tree of Life?
That Sludge Belcher means bust.
And it's a Shredder, alright.
So this
that
will put
is going to
LB
be
up 2-0. Wow.
Yes. Now LB just has his mage left.
Oh, and Chalk does the honorable Sudoku and kills himself.
Sudoku. I respect that. I respect that very much.
Absolutely. I think it's always a great thing to see honorable Sudoku.
I'm sure it doesn't feel quite as good coming from Chalk's point of view, but...
You know what? From Chalk's point of view, you're still trying hard for this, but you also know, you know what? I have banked 5 BlizzCon points already.
And we saw for ourselves in the semifinals, LBYS was able to get the reverse kill. He was down 0-2 and brought it back and won in Game 5. So, I mean, for all we know, Chalk could rally and just completely turn this entire series around.
Absolutely. Do you think he's bringing the warrior now? Oh, yes, he is.
I think it's the warrior.
Oh, let's see what type of mage this is.
Oh, I'm excited. It's the
mech mage.
All right, smart move on LB's. That's very smart.
Yep, I think that was a great call on LB's part.
But I still think the control warrior has an advantage in this matchup.
Oh yeah,
it's definitely less.
You see right in Chalk's hand to start, you have Armor Smith followed by Acolyte of Pain. So right. I think you're throwing back the Emperor. You're definitely throwing back Grom.
Oh, absolutely.
But
if he can pick up a Taskmaster and a Fiery War Axe, that's the dream.
Fiery Wind Axe? Oh, I love Fiery Wind Axe.
Such a good feeling.
So much work, especially when you draw it against a hunter.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
They coin out Knife Juggler and they spam the hello, greetings traveler.
And then you're like,
and you plant down the Fiery War Axe and kill it and spam, greetings. Nothing feels better.
All right, he threw back the
Chalk
Acolyte.
Actually threw back the Acolyte. Interesting. LB drew into one of his secrets, the Mirror Entity, so that's not really good. Frostbolt's actually a great draw for the Mech Mage, because the last thing that you want to be dealing with against a warrior is seeing a whole bunch of weapons. So
absolutely.
You can stop that dead in its tracks for one turn. You'd love to, as the Mech Mage, draw into a Snow Chugger, especially with the Annoyatron out.
But yeah, that Annoyatron was a great draw. Chalk's going to pick up some armor here. Harrison's pretty dead in this matchup, but
still a big body.
It gives him something to play on 5, which is important.
Absolutely. Harrison on 5, Shield Maiden on 6. Shield Maiden, I think, is going to have to carry a lot of weight in this matchup.
Yes, and he's got the Shield Slam to go with it, but if by the next turn his armor's gone, then it's just not going to be effective.
I think turn 5 just changed from Harrison to Sludge Belcher.
Yes, that's great. Unfortunately, that Clockwork Gnome is going to trade with the Big Game Hunter.
But I think that's what Chalk wants. I think Chalk is hoping that he kills the Big Game Hunter first before he kills the Armor Smith so he can gain the extra armor. But LB makes the smart choice and trades first with the Armor Smith to prevent the extra damage.
Yes,
or the extra armor, excuse me. Oh, excuse Excuse
All
me.
right. Now, the only thing is we can see that LB's hand is getting a little thin. If Chalk can manage to clear this board and LB just can't refill fast enough, the Warrior could potentially take control of this game, and the Death Fight was a really good draw.
Absolutely. And now you can play the mirror entity behind it. If I'm
but that
LB, I
Goblin
think the
Blast
mirror
Mage.
Goblin Blast Mage, but for mana efficiency, and you got to think what is the most common 5-drop that you're going to see from a Warrior?
Mm-hmm.
Sludge Belcher. And what is that
Absolutely.
Belcher going to do? That Belcher is going to eat that last charge off of that Death Bite. And there's another one.
Okay, gonna clear the tank.
And I think Chalk
And
may go right for the other Death Bite and not
he
try to give him.
does.
Yep. He doesn't want to give him any type of minion. But that's the problem as a control warrior.
You're
You
gonna
have
give him
no
a minion eventually.
minion right now that you really want to give him. I think turn 6, you really want to play Shield Maiden, but I think you're
Then
probably
you
going
have
to
to
see
kill it.
Harrison. I think you'll probably see Harrison Jones, if anything.
Mhm. And we just saw LB drew into Dr. Boom right before turn 7. That is, oh man, and Chalk just cannot seem to get his hands on an execute.
And there's a Fireball in hand as well as a Goblin Blast Mage.
My goodness. Yeah,
The
I
damage
guarantee
just keeps rolling in from Mech Mage, and there's no end in sight.
Mm-hmm.
And here comes Dr. Boom. Oh, wow. It is hard to see.
Is this game just over?
It is hard to see a way out for Chalk. He can Shield Maiden and Shield Slam Dr. Boom to get rid of that, but then he has the 2 Boom Bots to deal with, as well as
Okay, the Brawl.
the Fireball.
Oh, he's got to get some good RNG. But he can still Goblin Blast Mage to face for... Oh my gosh. Yeah, this game is over.
This is probably one of the fastest ways I have seen Control Warrior go down ever.
I think this was the fastest series we've seen played.
All
Is this going to
night.
be a... Wow. And this is just a best of 5, correct?
Yes, it is. It is best of 5 conquest, and we have officially wrapped up a winner for tonight. It is LBYS, the first winner for Vicious Syndicate in our own tournament on a Tuesday Night Hype. It took 18 Tuesday Night Hypes to bring a winner for Vicious Syndicate, and it is finally here in the terms of LBYS, who beats Chalk in the finals 3-0. LBYS is walking away with
dominating performance.
3-0 victory and 10 BlizzCon points to add on. A huge, well played to Chalk. Congratulations. This is Chalk's second time in the finals within the last 3 weeks. Chalk is absolutely an amazing player. Great job making it all the way to the finals. Kudos to you. My hat's off to you if I had one on right now, but I don't. And LBYS, I'm a homer. Congratulations. Extremely proud of you. Great job. Well played. And wow, what the finals went by so quick, but both sides just played extremely well.
Oh, absolutely. No, I think there wasn't anything that I would have done differently. I think they both played it to the best of their ability, and just with the RNG and the draw of the cards, and it just fell this way today. But I mean, on any other day, it could have been completely different. So I think great series. Congratulations to both of you guys. I know those BlizzCon points, you're automatically in last call qualifier with, I think it's 2 points. So, I mean, it can only get better from here. And it was just a fantastic, fantastic tournament. Just
Absolutely.
both days.
Both played extremely well. Everybody from top to bottom. We had some incredible matches today. We had some incredible matches yesterday. It has been an absolute wonderful pleasure doing this. We're going to try to get some words with LB in just a minute. We're going to give LB a chance to kind of decompress for a second, and we're actually going to bring Chalk in too, and we're going to give a chance to speak with both of them. Chalk 2 times in 3 weeks, getting to the finals, LB winning. We're going to talk to both of them coming up here in just a second. But once again, I would just want to throw a shout out to our sponsors for this tournament, StriveWire.com, as well as Mothership. Thank you very much for sponsoring this tournament. Once again, for all of your Vicious Syndicate news, please tune in to the website at www.viciousHS.cards. And also follow us on Twitter for everything breaking Vicious Syndicate at vicioushs.
All right, and we are going to have those two on pretty soon. We're going to get an awesome interview with both Chalk and LBYS, our victor and our runner-up for Tuesday Night Hype number 18.
Absolutely. And it has been a great Tuesday Night Hype 18.
It
I have
has.
to say, this is my first one casting in it. Cora, it has been a pleasure casting this event with you for the last 4 hours.
Absolutely, Nutters. It has for me, too.
Oh, actually, we're approaching it on 5 hours now.
Are we really? Oh, my
yes,
goodness.
we are. But
wow.
It has been great.
That explains why I'm exhausted.
Tuesday Night Hype 19 will be coming out next Tuesday. We encourage everybody to come back, sign up for it then. It has been great doing this entire event, and we have both Chalk and LBYS joining us here for a little afterwards interview. LB, Chalk, you guys both there?
Yeah, hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
All
How's
right.
it going?
First, I want to talk to Chalk. Chalk, this is your second time back in the Tuesday Night Hype Finals, which is a very big feat in itself. You have gone through 2 pools of 256 plus participants to make it all the way to the finals. How did you feel coming into this one after already having made a finals before? How were you feeling coming into this?
I'm feeling okay. Never a winner, but can you guys hear me?
Yes, we
Yeah,
can.
we can do
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I felt really good because I did well in our group stage, though one didn't show up, but my I got 3-0 wins. The least was 3-1, and then going into the semis I got 3-2, and then 0-3 in the finals. So yeah, it's okay.
Now, we saw from you, Chuck, I think it was turn 4 of the Druid matchup. You threw out a well played. Is that just kind of a little friendly banter between you and LB, or you trying to throw a little bit of BM LB's way and kind of throw it back at him?
Yeah, I was talking to him earlier. I said no emotes, and then I got spamming of it. But I knew I lost because I didn't have anything. I had bad draws in the Druid mirror. Oh, well, in my 3 games, I had ugly hands. So, yeah, what you gonna do?
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, unfortunately, that's just the way it falls sometimes. But I mean, you played great games with what you were given, and I mean, I know I'll be excited to cast you the next time you're in finals, which could be very soon, considering the play we've seen from you.
Yeah, you're a really good player, Chuck.
I hope so.
And Chalk, once again, you are not going away as the I lost in the finals 0-3 loser. You are still banking 5 more BlizzCon points, so you are tallying up the BlizzCon points to qualify through. So it may be Baby Rage, never lucky Baby Rage when it comes to the finals so far, but you absolutely have found a way to make sure that you are here at the end and you are always fighting for those points. And even though the draws didn't go your way tonight, you still played amazingly well. And talking with Cora during the game, I didn't see anything that you could have really done differently in any of those games, and I don't think she did either.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was really glad when he picked Paladin for the second game because I think my mid-range Hunter was pretty good against that.
We did see a mixture, and it brought a couple of questions. I haven't seen a Defender of Argus before in a mid-range Hunter. Is that something that you decided to tech in differently, or is that something you like to run on a normal basis?
Oh yeah. It runs a couple of low cost minions, and I added Glaive Zuka just in order to fight against aggro. That's why I put Defender too. But it really scales pretty well in the late game and mid game.
Mm-hmm. And actually, Nutters was saying, he's like, when LB silenced your Sledge Belter, he's like, well, unless he's got a Sun Fury or a Defender of Argus, that's just going to be a Dude Slayer from now on. Then 2 turns later, there was a Defender of Argus in your hand, and he was eating his words. It was very, very funny.
I thought we weren't going to talk about that, Cora.
Well, they're going to hear about it in about, well, actually, they already heard about it. It already happened on stream, so the world already knows, Nutters. I'm sorry.
She outed me. But Chalk, man, you played absolutely phenomenal. You beat out 255 other people. But now let's get a quick word from our champion. LB, congratulations, man. Pulling hard
thanks.
for you. You drew phenomenally well in the finals. How were you feeling when you knew? I know we talked to you a little bit before this, after your semifinals. How did you feel going into the finals, knowing when you found out that it was Chalk? That you wanted to play him.
I said in the semifinals, or even before that I wanted to play him.
Yes, you did.
I know he's a really good player, and I wanted some good games. Unfortunately, it was a 3-0. So.
Absolutely. When you saw Chalk's lineup and you knew that you were going to go up against that warrior, I know that Freeze Mage is your bread and butter, and you love playing Freeze Mage. Were you kind of like, oh, man? Because we saw that Mech Mage in the semifinals, and I had a feeling, I was like, he really wants to bring that Freeze Mage in the finals just to show how good he is with it. I'm like, but I wouldn't be surprised to see that Mech Mage. And before that warrior game at the end, we were asking ourselves, we know that you had to go to your mage, and I'm like, if I'm Chalk right now, I immediately play my warrior knowing that it's mage. And so what made you think to bring the Mech Mage for the finals instead of the Freeze Mage? Did the warrior scare you that much?
Well, if I brought Freeze Mage there, I could easily just get 3-0'd reverse, because Druid, Hunter, and Warrior, they're over 50% against Freeze Mage. So, and Mech Mage does pretty well against every single one of his decks, so.
People are so excited that you won, we got noisemakers in the background for you.
Yeah.
That was my fault again, I apologize.
No
I will
problem.
figure out how to turn off that darn vibrate at some point before the next Tuesday night Hypecast, I promise, so Beast Mode doesn't fire me.
But when you came into that Druid mirror in that first matchup, when we were going through and it came to that KT turn, it was, and we were debating this back and forth, is he going to play the KT and kill off his minion, or is he going to play that Ancient of War and try to make the stand in front of it? What made you decide at that point that KT was the right choice?
Did I have Drew the Claw in my hand at that time? I'm not sure.
No, you drew the Druid of the Claw, according to my notes, 2 turns after.
So the turn before, he didn't have combo, because combo was exactly lethal, so that was very greedy for my part. Very, very, very greedy, because I could have died that turn, and yeah, I knew unless he top decks like a 1 in 10, it was like a 10% chance approximately.
Mm-hmm.
So I just went for the trade, and I thought with a big game hunter and a boombot, he wasn't going to clear both my minions, and I would have lethal the following turn.
Okay, and just to let you know, Chalk was sitting on Savage Roar for probably, I would say, 7 turns at least, and we were just waiting to see if Force of Nature was coming up. And I think, Chalk, I'm not sure, were you running 1 or 2 Force of Natures in that?
I was running 1.
Running 1? Okay. Because we've seen the variant both tonight in different matchups of 1 and 2, so trying to gauge what people think is better and which one's not. But LB, how does it feel being the first Vicious Syndicate pro to win this tournament?
I put you guys on my back. You guys went out like round 2 of the main bracket, so it feels pretty good. I've only played this. This is my 2nd time playing in this tournament.
Well, thanks for, I'm sure your fellow pros feel glad that you just threw them all under the bus and made them feel as small as ants right now. I'm sure you'll hear about that from them later.
Yeah.
But congratulations.
I'm really happy with my lineup and how it performed.
Absolutely. And the big question is going to be Chalk and both LB. Are you both going to be back to try to defend your crown next week and to try to make a rematch in the finals?
For sure. If Chalk's
I
down
hope
for
so. Yeah.
it.
All right, awesome. Guys, it has been an absolute pleasure. Thank you both for joining us tonight, and thank you to everybody in Twitch chat for joining us tonight. This has been a great set of finals. Once again, I want to thank our host for this entire thing, Summer. She has been the voice behind the entire thing. She has been handling everything behind the scenes. She has been running. She is Vicious HS on BattleNet. She handles all of this stuff. She does an absolute incredible job. I want to thank my co-host Cora. She has been absolutely amazing all night long. And
Aw, thanks, Nutters.
audience-wise, I just want to thank all of you for tuning in. It has been my pleasure to cast this. And Chalk, once again, congratulations on your second place finish. LB, congratulations on winning. Don't forget, tune in next Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. We will have another Tuesday Night Hype up. And if you had a lot of fun with Tuesday Night Hype, join us for Sunday Fun Day live over on strivewire.com. You will see it. It is at Sunday at 7 o'clock. Put on by Vicious Syndicate over on Strivewire. Once again, thank you all very much, and I hope you have a great night.